One age group, two different women, and two completely different outcomes. After both of these ladies, I finished reviewing my video. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay close attention to this video because it will prove to you how important it is to listen to a woman who uses her common sense, especially when she's a little older, speaks online, has a platform with a large audience. This is Miss Drell from the YouTube channel Keeping It Real with Drell, and you can tell by the delivery of her message and the way she breaks down my talking points that this woman literally cares about women, empowering them and uplifting them. While Tabitha from the YouTube channel Talking Politics with Tabitha seems to only care about gossiping, likes and clicks from her audience, because she only talks about what they want to hear. Meanwhile, women like myself and Miss Drell, we will tell women what they need to hear in order to be better. And guys, let's be honest here, I believe I might have started a movement that would help women to find their way back to true femininity and learn about their actual value. First, let's all dive into the video because Miss Drell really is the truth. She delivers the truth and I respect her highly. With that being said, Miss Drell, once again, thank you so much for reviewing my video. Thank you so much for understanding my message and where I'm coming from. And thank you so much for breaking it down the way you did. We really all need to hear what you had to say, and that's why we are going to get into this video. Everybody stay tuned because we have a lot to talk about.
Okay, y'all modern women, you're livid with this woman. You're so upset and mad with this woman. And from what I see, she's made you very, very, very insecure. You know how you're always talking about how men are insecure? Well, she's made you very insecure and it shows. But guess what? I agree with her 1000%. I agree with her. What she did was she took an average black man, married him, and made him her happy husband. Now, these are the same average men that you women didn't want. Remember, you don't want an average man. This is the same kind of man that you've disrespected. This is the same kind of man that you didn't want to approach you. This is the same kind of man that you've called lame, trash, a bum. This is the same kind of average man that works hard and making an honest living on that 9 to 5. But you went.
Thankfully, she was one of the few who actually understood where I was coming from when I said that my husband was average. Of course, me personally, I believe that my husband is the best looking man. He means the world to me and all of these good things. But when I make a general statement, I'm going to say something that everybody can relate to. So I'm talking about a 21-year-old man, average man with an average job, making average amount of money. That's the type of average that I was talking about. So Miss Drell, thank you so much for recognizing that and explaining that. And I also like the way she was breaking it down and giving examples of some modern women, how they are overlooking my average man, how they are looking down on the average man, how they are judging an average man, and how much they don't want an average man. Well, ladies, let me ask you, if you don't want these average men, what is all this uproar about? Why are you mad? It seems sometimes like you don't want the average man to move on, be happy, and find love and a wife elsewhere.
But you women want a man with 6 figures. What I don't understand is you don't want an average man. Why is that? When you're average yourself or below average, it makes no sense. He found everything in her that he was looking for, that he couldn't find in you women here in the United States. And what did he find in her? As she said, she had that femininity, that feminine energy, which you women don't know about anything about being feminine either because you're too busy being masculine. You want to be like a man. You want to play the man's role. If you only knew the power of being feminine, if you only knew the power that femininity has, you can walk in a room with a room full of men and you can literally shut it down if you were feminine. And I'm not talking about walking in there half naked like you women always do. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that feminine energy will shut a whole room down full of men.
I fully agree again with all of her statements. When we are saying that you can shut a whole room down full of men with your feminine energy alone, we are talking about an example like this. A cute dress versus some shorts that are way too tight, including a crop top, showing yourself to everyone, making a very, very clear statement about who you are and what your morals and value are. We are talking about having a straight head with a friendly demeanor versus having your nose up in the air thinking that you are better than everyone. Men will look at you differently, men will respect you, and they would approach you in a different way. Ladies, I'm telling you, learn from this. It is true, but it is very sad to say that most of the time it is the modern woman who just doesn't want to work with a man. Men are more than willing to protect and provide for a woman and protect a woman. But you just don't want to compromise. You women want everything to be your way or it is the highway. And clearly, most of you are left behind on the highway. But you can change that. And when I speak the way I speak and Ms. Drell speaks the way she speaks, all we do is just try to give you some advice. Because at the end of the day, I want you to have a healthy and beautiful relationship while you respect yourself.
She even said that she would get him something to eat before she gets something to eat for herself. Yeah, she would get him something to eat before she would get something to eat for herself. And I'm going to tell you, I understand that. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But you know, you women, you don't even want to fix a man something as simple as a sandwich. It's this sandwich thing going on. You don't even want to get up and fix a man as something as simple as a sandwich. You can't cook, especially a full 3-course meal, but you can't even make a sandwich. You'll tell him he has hands and feet. He can go and make his own sandwich. You can't even do that. I know what she's talking about when she serves her man before herself.
Exactly. I hear a lot of men and women say, oh, I am not his mother. I'm not going to go ahead and fix him anything to eat or serve him before I get myself something to eat. Or I hear a lot of men saying that I'm a grown-ass man. I can fix my own plate. I get that. I'm not even trying to be his mother. If I would try to be his mother, I would try to tell him what time he needs to come home. I would punish him every time he does something that I don't like. I am not trying to do all of that. I don't want to be his mother. I want to be this catering wife. I want to be this nurturing wife. I want to be his feminine presence, if that made sense. You know exactly what I mean. I want my husband to come home and the whole crib smells like food, banana bread, coffee, something that that man can come home to and just be in this feminine environment. That's what men want. A woman who's in her feminine energy is natural. Everything that many of you guys are doing is unnatural. I'm talking about being masculine, trying to compete with the men, having your guard up all the time, being mean, being negative. I'm not saying that all of you are doing this, but if the majority of you guys wouldn't be like this, we would not have this conversation right now.
And that's what you women need to learn. This is how you think. Me, 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 me. That's what you always think about. But traditional women don't think that way. It's about family. It's about them. And men love a feminine woman, the woman with the feminine energy, a nurturer, someone who cares, someone who listens, someone who supports him, instead of a woman who is all about me, 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 me. And here's the real kicker. I'm going to leave this for last. You know why you're so butthurt and your panties are all up your ass and a wad up your ass? You know why? Because here's a beautiful foreign woman, non-melanated woman, telling you, Western modern women, how she was able to take an average black man, give him everything that he needed, everything his heart desired, made him happy. And he was so happy he married her. That's what has you in an uproar right there. Because she's a foreign woman with a black man telling you what all the good things that she did for this man to marry her. That's what you're upset about. Hey guys, I'm all for you all going abroad, overseas to find happiness. But you know something? It is just a damn shame that a man has to leave his own homeland to go overseas to find something better. So you don't think foreign people are looking at that? I mean, you women, you get on TikTok, you get on social media all the time explaining how you are. You're proving her point. But it's just such a shame that a man has to leave his homeland, travel abroad, overseas to find something better. But here is what I don't see. I don't see a foreign man coming over here for you.
Again, I absolutely agree with everything she said. Ladies, it is really up to you. You can change your mindset, you can change your actions, you can change your wardrobe, you can change all of that. If you one day really want to end up with a good man who takes care of you because he knows that you take care of him. At the end of the day, you can still try to run from the truth like men are running from you, but you can't hide from it. And now let's talk about what Tabitha had to say. I checked out her YouTube channel. I went to the community section and the first thing I come across is a picture of her calling for women who are selling Kamala Harris t-shirts. And that right there honestly told me everything about her and her mindset and her point of view when it comes to politics. I have seen Tabitha post a couple of videos about my husband and myself, and it seems like that she cannot get enough of gossiping, which is really a nasty trait for a woman, especially at her age. But obviously, like I said in the beginning of this video, Tabitha seems to care only about what her audience wants to hear so she can satisfy her ignorant audience. Let's get into the video.
Come here. Y'all remember I came in this morning and talked about that German lady and that I felt she was insecure, that her man was part of the problem while she felt comfortable enough to come out here onto the internet. It's because her man is behind the scenes trashing and talking shit about black women. And he's doing that so that she will feel more secure in their relationship. And so her talking shit and trash about black women helps her to feel more secure in her relationship.
I really wish that women would be this driven and creative when it comes to treating a man right. I mean, they always say that they live rent-free in my head, but from the videos and the reactions that I still see today, it seems like I live rent-free in their head. Now, supposedly, it's my husband who motivates me to talk trash about some women, and it is so funny that these women know what's going on behind the curtains, which proves to me that they clearly don't have a man, but too much time on their hands. She looks like she's about 54 years old and she has nothing else better to do than slandering my husband's name online. Lady, I would be ashamed of myself. What you should do at your age is either talk about politics, now whatever you know about politics, or teach some cooking class.
Baby, my For You page came through. Do you hear what I'm saying? She is feeling insecure in her relationship to her average black man because she didn't really get that man because he loved her. She got that man because she bought and paid for him. How do I know this? She told us from her own mouth.
Ladies, you gotta compete for your man if you want that man to realize that you are a keeper.
Now wait a minute. Didn't she say that there was no competition? Clearly, there was competition. She just beat out the competition because she was willing to spend more money for him. She spent a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money trying to convince this average black man that she was the one. Baby, I hope she enjoys her average black man.
Oh, what a nasty old witch laughter that woman has, just nasty. But this lady literally watched 2 different videos and she took whatever she wanted to take out of it to make me look like a hypocrite. The video that had went viral actually was the one where I was talking about the cultural differences and why I didn't have any competition. The second video clip that I wasn't able to show because somebody is playing that music in the background and YouTube will hit me with the copyright issue. I was talking about how I was competing for my man while he was over here and I was spending money on him to show him a nice time, and I was showing my hospitality. So don't even make it seem like something that I have not said, old lady. It doesn't look right. But I understand, Tabitha. I'm sure that you don't know much about how to treat a man right, or competing for a man, or showing a man a good time and actually spending some money on him, because I don't see a ring on your finger. Besides, when my husband came to Germany to visit me, where I actually spent that money on him, he already knew that he wanted to marry me. So I don't even know why you are making it look like it is a big deal. And you still must have not understood what I mean by average. Yes, he was average back then, but since most of you cannot think further between the wall and the wallpaper, you guys are thinking that I was talking about his looks or whatsoever, which, honey, trust me, I was not. My husband looks magnificent. So guys, I hope you have seen what I meant with one age group, 2 different women, and 2 completely different outcomes of the delivery of my message. Of course, not all of us can be role models to the younger generation, so we're going to have to let women like Tabitha be and entertain those who don't want to learn and look up to women such as Miss Drell. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing to my channel. Please do if you haven't. Welcome on board. Make sure you stay tuned for more content. Leave a like, leave a comment. I will see you next time.